friend Fiera Luna, and I play games on the internet. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, we're playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We are working on Turnabout Goodbyes. This is the last case. Edgeworth has been accused of murder. And we are trying very hard to get him out of that. Because he is a good boy, and we love him. And Phoenix and Edgeworth deserve to be happy. Together. With their daughter. I'm not making up the fact that there is a daughter involved. And that Phoenix has one. Will have one. Not yet, though. We'll get there. Her name is Trucy, and she is a magician. Yes, true facts. Anyway, it's the 27th. This is day 3. We only have 3 days to fix this. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently. But he'd never take someone's life. Never. Nick? Yo! How's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? Me? Hey, Fiera, can I have the Master Crown back from the storage bin? I don't think aquarium staff lets me keep crowns. If I was allowed to have a crown, I would do too much. I would have too much power. But I want one. I want one. They'll never give it to me. They never will. They never will. Ah. Well, anyway. Moving on. My crown is lost in this aquarium. Oh. First one who finds it wins it. That's how it works. That's how it works with crowns. I have it on good authority. Oh. Okay. Have fun with it. I need to be granted a crown in a very ceremonial fashion so that I can become, whatever it is I'd become if I had a crown. Cool. A monarch. A ruler of sorts. Ah! Burger King crown won't work. I tried that. So it was too big and it wouldn't fit on my head because I'm only 4 centimeters big. It's okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see when it's Halloween. We'll see if I can get one. I'm going to sneak one. And staff's going to be like, you can't have that. And I'm going to have it. And they're going to be like, no. And I'm going to be something fun. I don't know what I shall do with all the power I shall gain. Anyway. Oh yes. I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? Hi, Shadow Pika! We're playing Phoenix Wright tonight. A significantly less horrifying game. But still kind of weird, on account of we have 3 days to fix this murder trial. Right, Nick? Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Larry, you really helped out in that trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Earlier today, I was watching a video, and there was this one line that hit me for reasons I can't explain. How can a healer heal himself? Well, what you do is, you see, you place the arrows, you place the ground-targeted bow of truth, and then you stand in the green circle of the arrows. Failure. So, no, you can't. It's mine now, and you can't have it back. I think that's meant for YouTube. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. Was that when you two were classmates? Yeah, in grade school. They saved me. Miles and Larry. They saved me, and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm gonna hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the beginning of spring, 4th grade. I was on trial. A class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry? Spring, 4th grade? A kid in my class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still inside. Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah. The kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. Oh, poor little Phoenix. Look at baby Phoenix. He's right, his class is small. There's got to be like... Oh, wow. There's like 12 kids in his class. I didn't do it! Guilty! He did it! Guilty! It was you! Give me my money back! You're such a meanie! No one play with him! Just admit you did it! You can't hide the truth! Tell us the truth! We're not gonna play with you anymore! Yeah, no borrowing my eraser! He shouldn't be allowed in the relay race! Wow. Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Apologize to the class, Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad, I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went over to where the boy was sitting. That's when it happened. He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? Look at this little nerd! It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? Look at this little nerd! Little bow tie! I love his little bow tie! It's so cute! No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That's why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were always friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, you see. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm gonna become a defense attorney, just like my dad. A famous defense attorney. Then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. Oh, right. That reminds me. It is Edgeworth's last day to find out who did the DL6 incident, who killed his dad. Because the statute of limitations is up. There is one on murder here. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Welcome in, Sheepy-chan! The sheep has wandered into your stream, hello! Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, it's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him, and I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it, though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. Phoenix! In court. Phoenix! Phoenix! Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Whoa, Nick. So is that why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you out because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Aw, Nick. Nick! Nick! We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right. It very well may be. The reasoning and uncertain feelings line caused a lot of ripple effects across the series. Yes, we've unburdened him with unnecessary feelings! The phrase that launched 1,000 ships. They're all the same ship, but it launched an armada of fictions. No, we've been over this. Edgeworth is bi. He must be. Give it. That's what we've decided here. Edgeworth is here for the law. But he was also rather taken in by April May and a few of the other ladies who get up on stand. And a few of the other women on stand. If I were going to score them, on the Kinsey scale, I would score Edgeworth a 3 or a 4 and Phoenix as like a 5. And that's kind of the... After all, Phoenix is the one who gets a daughter, so, you know. And she's not adopted. He had a wife. At least a little bit. But, you know, they're also fictional characters, so I can't really score people properly. And that sliding scale is just meant to help us understand and think about these things, not as a hard and fast rule or metric. Anyway, back to the video game! First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We'll need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go! What do you mean evidence I no longer need? I helpfully kept the metal detector. I guess some of it must have been... Lotta's testimony's gone. Okay. Moving on. Let's go see our boy. Sheep remembers Edgeworth not reacting much to April May, but the judge, on the other hand. That's true. The judge was very into it. He was a little taken in by it. I don't know if he... So here's the thing. I don't know if he was getting kind of blushy and such. If it was because he was just like, oh no. Or if it was a, oh no, she's cute. Or it was a, oh no, put your shirt back on. Honey, I'm embarrassed for you. Can't tell if it was... Can't tell which way that was. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it? In 4th grade. Lunch money? Oh. Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, right? So simple. To a fault, really. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Oh, we don't unleash the radiance in the aquarium. That moth can go right back to Hollow Nest. Heck, it is arguably even smaller than I am because they're all bugs. Some moths are big. But I'm pretty sure that moth is quite small. Given that the nailsmith is a Hercules beetle, I should think that moth is quite small. And therefore edible! I bet I could eat the radiance. What if I ate the radiance? Staff, can I eat the radiance? They said no, you cannot eat the light bulb. I don't think they know what the radiance is. I'm not explaining it to them. It's the out-of-touch staff that are in tonight. They don't know how video games work. It's usually not both of the out-of-touch staff. Usually somebody's here to explain sensibly what's going on. But I don't know. Blah. Well, okay, Val's here. You're here. But they don't... The out-of-touch staff doesn't even know what Twitch is. They're just like, okay, you're obviously talking to somebody. It had to be explained. Oh, I don't need to examine anything. What am I doing? Being silly. Edgeworth, we're gonna have a chat. Hey, Edgeworth. Why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes. The man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter, any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. Sheep is a sheep. This is true facts. Yeah, Edgeworth is gonna hurt you a lot more over the course of this. If that's enough to get you, wait till you see what we talk about next. I'd lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So, he's like my sister was to you, Nick? He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life. He's obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it's impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job to find the suspect guilty, perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth? If what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right! Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth! It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Von Karma deserves death! Oh. I mean, that is the penalty for murder! Oh! Oh! Ascend with Gorb! We love Gorb! You got such a big brain! And so many swords! They're all in his brain! Brain knives! Knives from his brain! I love brain knives! Ascend with Gorb! We love Gorb. Alright, where are we going to next? Off to the Gourd Lake. We'll just go through these. You could always teleport back here if you wish to get back to your job. Hey, pal! Long time no see. Oh! Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Oh, Gumshoe. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camp in, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Well, we can at least go to the beach, I guess. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. I guess Larry's been too busy with the trial to show up for work. That old caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem! I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Oh my gosh, what's Grossberg doing here? What is this man doing here? I wasn't expecting to have to pull out my southern drawl again. Oh boy, let me get the most deep-fried accent I can. Oh, we gotta go Benoit Blanc. Or Foghorn Leghorn, I think. I was somewhere in between those two for this one. Aha! Hello, what might you be doing here? Out for a walk, huh? Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg? This is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, you come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? Can we go in the shop? Oh, we can. I'll go look for this man. Sha! I heard it in my mind. I heard Hornet saying that in my mind. Followed by Adidas! She really likes her shoes. Nobody's home. Hello! Hello! Squawk! Hey, it's Polly! I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello! Hello! Squawk! I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello! Hello! Squawk! Squawk! That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228! Squawk! Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. Aww. But hey! He keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. I guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Aw, boring. There's no name or signature on this thing. Its handwriting is in very precise, clear letters. Very precise, clear letters, eh? Oh my golly, YouTube's moving so fast I can't even find my Twitch folk. Yeah. There we go. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here? How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says, this is your last chance. Now is your time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail, how to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth, calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting in the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here, in perfect detail. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written the letter? And what does it mean, get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Nice! We know exactly whose that is. I love the bird. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick. You probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great, now the bird's gonna hate me. Quack, quack. I love the bird. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Everything's cold. Looks like he didn't turn this heater on. I guess he hasn't been back since the trial. I hope that bird is okay. If it's December, it's awfully cold for a macaw. Cool story. It's fun karma, because of course it is. Cool story, bro. Still murder. That bird is a champ. That bird is a champ. I mean, I used the voice. I thought we were all clear on who this must be. When you go into the woods today. Also, I'm not a monster. This absolutely doesn't count as spoiling oneself. This is a thing you could figure out because this mystery is fair. Here's the thing about some things. Some mysteries are fair and they give you all the clues that you need to solve them if you're clever enough to do that. This mystery is a fair mystery, so it does do that. Some mysteries are not fair. They do not give you all the clues. I do not like unfair mysteries. Those stories are usually more concerned with the relationships between characters and stuff, and the mystery isn't really the important part. But, oh no, plenty of people do. They like it as a fun backdrop. Heck, lots of people like things like Pretty Little Liars, which is not a fair mystery. Soap operas are never fair mysteries, and plenty of people like those. Sometimes they are. You guys probably aren't gonna understand what I mean when I say Who Shot JR, but that was a fair mystery. It's, they did a good job with it. But I do prefer a fair mystery to an unfair one. Oh, unfair mysteries can also be morality plays as well. You'll often see unfair mysteries in stories, in crime stories, where the point of the crime story is like, ooh, some people do bad things because they're bad people. Don't be that bad person over there. That's a bad person. And in that case, you'll see it, it'll just be basically a morality play. Well, here's the trick. Nobody is a truly good or bad person, and thinking in those black and white terms isn't really helpful. People are multifaceted. When you start thinking in terms of this person is bad and this person is good, then you will end up in a situation where eventually what ends up happening, because we all strive to be good people in general, is that you go, I am a good person, therefore nothing I do can be bad. And that's dangerous. That's incredibly dangerous. That's not how it works. I know. That's why it's dangerous. That's why that kind of black and white thinking can be really dangerous. So you have to be careful. And remember that people are multifaceted, and that just because they're the villain in your story doesn't mean they're not the hero of somebody else's. The dragon defending his horde is acting on, his dragon instincts. Though that is the right thing for a dragon to do. But at the same time, like, dragon's gotta eat. If he's stealing sheep from the local village, there is going to be a knight come out there. The knight is the hero of those villagers' stories, and the villain and the scary monster underneath all the little dragon beds. Anyway, I really feel like people need to sometimes read I Am Legend. Not watch the movie. The movie does not stick the landing. The ending did not test well with test audiences, so they changed it. And they shouldn't have. Anyways, moving on. We're going back to see Edgeworth. I want to see if this letter is Von Karma's, because he'd recognize the writing. I'm sorry. I saw I'm just a person, and my brain immediately inserted instead, me? I'm just the TV. From an old PSA about not spending all your time watching television and going outside to play. Anyway, we need to tell Edgeworth he's not responsible for murder. I like him. He's pretty. Oh, I'll show you the old ad. It's in early CGI. It's a thing to behold. It's a thing to behold. I'll put it in the Discord. Have I? Good. Good. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. I see. That face! Revenge. On me? Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right? But I don't remember that old man. Not at all. So he was following this letter, huh? Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is your time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. 2 men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond. It also says, this is your last chance. Last chance? Wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. I'm sorry, that line from Phoenix is right up there with, that sounds just rare enough to be the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like, we have more evidence for that. We have a lot more evidence for that because the plot details like how to kill Robert and how to kill Edgeworth and stuff. But at the same time, it really does give me, that sounds just rare enough to be the Blue Eyes White Dragon vibes. Wait, that old man. What? What is it? Do you know who he is? Yagi. Could he be Yagi? The Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Blue Eyes White Dragon! She've always preferred the Red Eyes. That's okay. The Red Eyes was interesting. I will say, they call it Azure shipping these days, but in those days it was called puppy shipping. So, I do ship them. It's perfect. 10 out of 10 hits all of the points I wanted to hit. Did I hear a reference? Yes. Phoenix is out here making logical leaps that are not really as far-fetched as that, but still seem that far-fetched. So of course you heard a reference. You get that joke! Yes! Hey, I get that one! Good! It's a miracle. You're doing it! You're doing the thing! Amazing. Finally, something I understand that isn't a Guild Wars 2 or Magnus reference. Well, you're broadening your cultural horizons around here. That's what you're doing. At any given time, I deserve it. I deserve this. At any given time, I am referencing things from... Guys, I have referenced things from the 1930s. And by golly, I will reference things from... By golly, I will reference things from the 2030s when we get there. Yagi? The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent. Well, I guess we're talking about that. Hey, if you're gonna try to get as many references... No, it's not that you're not smart. I try to get as many references as I can, but it's hard because I'm not that smart. It's not that you're not smart, it's just that you don't have a lot of time to be exposed to all that media. Imagine for a moment, if you will... Imagine, if you will, for a moment, just a moment, walk with me on this journey. We're going on a walk, a stroll, if you will. The Star Wars trilogy, the one I care about. The one I care about is, let's see, an hour and a half, give or take. Is like 4.5 hours long. And that's not like the fancy director's cuts or any of that stuff. That's just the theatrical release. That's 4.5 hours of your day, in your life. So consider the following. You'd have to spend 4.5 hours watching that thing to even start to get the jokes. And then you have to engage with the fandom for it. And, like, that's to say nothing of the fact that a TV series is going to be super long. Star Trek is 3 seasons. Like, the original Star Trek is 3 seasons long. And in those days, TV shows that were an hour long could be, well, an hour long. They didn't have the same, like, basically half hour of content in an hour-long TV show. That's a lot of time you'd have to spend keeping up with a television show. And then you'd have to engage with the fandom for years to get the jokes. And this is why anthropology is so hard. And sociology as well. Because it takes a lot of time. So, you're never going to get every joke, but eventually you're going to get a lot of them. One day you're living as normal. Another day you look in the mirror and you have no clue what is looking back at you. AO3Y. Well, that's actually a pretty solid line. I like it. Yanni Yagi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. This is an earthquake. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were in there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned, and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court and Yagi was found innocent. Huh. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. Yeah? There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. 25 years! 25 years until Silksong! Hooray! Fair, I need support. I'm losing hope in Silksong releasing. I mean, we all kind of are. At this point, I don't know if I can live up to the hype that we've all set up around it. Like, I know Team Cherry's working really hard, and I want them to release a good, polished game that they're happy with. But I'm sure even they know that if they release anything less than something that's absolutely perfect, and even if they do release something that's absolutely perfect, they are still going to get people saying, this isn't all I thought it would be. I wanted this to be more. You guys had so long, and you did so, this isn't what I wanted. And, well, yes, I know those people are not going to be the majority of the people playing the game. Those people are going to be very loud. And it's really hard to ignore those very loud voices. Because they're so big and loud and they want to be everywhere and get into everything. Which can be really frustrating and disheartening. So, you know what? If it releases, it releases. If it's like Half-Life 3 and we never get it, then we never get it. It was fun making silly jokes about playing Hollow Knight until Silksong releases. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. Well, tell us, Edgeworth! It is Blorbo hours, you're right. Tell us, sir. This is Blorbo from my games. Okay, the Hornet plush sang, so up next is to Grubby. Grub! Anything for Grub! We know grubs can't swim, though. They're good little guys. I want to play with a grub. They're little bugs. I love them. I'll see if I can find some real life ones come spring. We have the bug that Grub looks like around here. Or a bug that looks like Grub. But they only come out in springtime. Because they are cabbage moth larvae. I hate cabbage moths. I hate them so much. Do you know what they eat? Cabbages! And anything related to cabbages. Like kale and spinach and broccolis and cauliflowers and all the other things related to those things. And they eat them. And then you're like, wow, where is half of my kale? Why are there big holes in it? And it's because cabbage moths. And they breed multiple times a season, so you can't even get rid of them. Wait, Fiera, I'm going to use that random headcanon generator for your Blorbos. Oh, no! Mark can't sit in a chair properly. I mean, he doesn't like to. He's absolutely one of those people that, like, unless he's, you know, at work and in uniform, he is 100%, like, leg kicked up over one arm or reading upside down on the couch, you know. Like, he is 100% that person who's just, like, in the weirdest positions. And you'll see him like that and be like, how long have you been like that? Are you okay? And he's like, I'm fine. Like, you could set a chair in any configuration and he'd just be like, I guess this is how we're doing chairs now. Callahan stole a lollipop at the checkout when they were 5 and still feel a little guilty about it. He'd never steal anything a day in his life. Though, that said, he would absolutely lie to get a friend out of that. If somebody stole something and he just absolutely didn't see nothing. He didn't see nothing about nothing. He'd feel guilty about it, but, like, he never saw nothing. Mel watches My Little Pony. She would. She would absolutely. She'd love it. She'd be like, this is a good children's series. She'd like My Little Pony and Steven Universe and Adventure Time and all of that stuff. Abby hates being alone. That's true. I mean, her husband is away 6 months of the year. She does not care for being on her own. And is really annoyed that 6 months of the year she kind of has to put up with it. Anyway. The headcanon generator is right! Yes! It's doing a good job tonight! For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing, in the dark. Val, if that's the headcanon generator, it's correct. Chandler desperately needs a hug but doesn't know it and refuses to ask for one. 100%. Absolutely true. For a man who complains that Callahan never asks for help, he never asks for help. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet, I said. Quiet! You're not making this any easier. I want to get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe! You're using up my air! What? Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! What are you... Stop breathing my air! No, Father! He's attacking Father! Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was the evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But, that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that's kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yagi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there is anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe... There is, Nick! There is someone else who knows about DL6! Maya's right! Fear, I'm sad now because my Hornet plush looks like a squashed image from Google. Hey, the important thing is that, I'm thinking of the Splatoon image. The silly, weird Splatoon image. You guys know the one. Alright, we hydrate. It's chat demands. Let's go see Grossberg. He said if we found anything out, we should go visit him. Alright. Stretch. Stretch. Alright, we're gonna do shoulder touches. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oil. Oil. Huh? Alright. There we go. Mr. Grossberg.
Hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled.
No kidding! I can't believe you're not!
My. Just calm down and tell me what happened, hmm?
It's Mr. Edgeworth. He...
I see. So Edgeworth dreamt that he shot his own father.
It's only a dream. Only a dream.
I wonder.
What?
Well, if that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled,
Well...
Also, consider this. Yagi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream is not a dream. It was real. As you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father, and the pistol fired and the deed was done.
No! I don't believe it!
Yagi was suspected of murder, but his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close.
Fear, are you just an octopus that can only be happy, or do you have other emotions? No, I have other emotions. I can be really happy! Or excited! So excited! Oh my gosh! Whee! This is what I'm gonna do when Edgeworth Investigations comes out, my favorite games! Whee! Coming to Switch, I'm very excited! I think I'm very mad! So mad! So upset! Like when I don't get a roller, when it's in the thing, when it's in the rotation! So mad! So mad! So mad! Grump, grump, grump! Grump, 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 grump! I can also be really sad. Like the time that Edgeworth thought he shot his own dad. Because he really does think he did. Wow. And that's called acting! So good at it! I'm so good at it. Has Fiera seen the new patch notes? No. I heard there were nerfs. I heard there were buffs to netcode. I saw a couple of people talking about it a little bit on Blue Sky. Chara's tweets especially. But I haven't had time to look. I'm really excited. I hope that they give us nice roller things. They never will. They'll never give me my roller back. I want my roller back. It was a splat roller. It was a splat roller, and it had suction bomb, and it had killer whale. And it was perfect, and I loved it. Chat, my Splatoon 1 roller was the most perfect creature that ever existed. A donut! There's a donut in the tank. YouTube put a donut in the tank. It's mine now. You can't stop me, Saf! It's mine. My I swallowed the whole thing. Mine now. Maybe I am more donut than octopus. Ow. It had to go past my brain, I forgot. The big one. Anyway.
Well, this was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? Oh, he was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey.
My sister?
Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproval of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods.
And?
He lost. And died in despair, as it were.
I see.
When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent.
That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud.
That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? It's only a possibility, mind you, but a possibility nonetheless.
I don't think he lied at all. I know how this case goes, though, so I'm cheating. Wait, I wonder if he'll react to the letter. We're gonna just try the letter on everybody, I guess.
Oh ho! So this is the letter. It does seem that Yagi was following this letter.
Oh no, not a carbon roller! That's the other roller I'm good with. I miss main power-up. I used a carbon roller in S2 with main power-up. Nani? You mean this isn't a blind playthrough? I know, it's not. I love this game so much. I love this game so much that I played it. No, Val, that's the joke. that's the joke. We both know that I have. It's okay. I would love a killer whale. The tism, blame the tism. I get it. Nani? I originally played the Phoenix Wright games on a I played a bootleg translation of the GBA versions. So those were never released here. Or more accurately, I played a bootleg translation of specifically this game. I did not play the whole trilogy that way. That's why I didn't have the 5th case. The 5th case is only in the DS version.
Well, it does seem that Yagi was following this letter when he killed Hammond.
But why kill Robert Hammond?
Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own.
Huh? His own sake? Sheep has physical copies of the OG trilogy, Apollo Justice, and 2 copies of Investigations 1. Ooh, fancy! I have physical copies of the trilogy for the DS. I have the Apollo Justice games. And I have a physical copy of Edgeworth Investigations because I love it. I don't have Edgeworth Investigations 2 because I can't have it. Hey Fiera, what does the arrow under that text look like? It's like the YouTube icon, and the YouTube icon is related to subscribing. That's true! That's true! I should remind people more often to subscribe. Does YouTube still light up the subscribe button when you say the word subscribe? I hope it does. I hope it lights up the like button, too, whenever I say like. Because I say like as a filler word. Like a werewolf content creator. They should like and subscribe. Huh? His own sake?
Oh, he never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability.
But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter?
Well, actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yagi was a free man, but socially he was burned.
Huh?
You'll understand soon enough. Wait.
What is it?
This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before. A long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this?
Could it be Manfred von Karma?
Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this?
Well, I'm not sure.
Von Karma. Well, wait! You're right, my boy! This is Von Karma's handwriting. I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports.
What? But that means... That means, y'all! You know what that means? I said, you know what that means, and I will tell you right now, the brain immediately inserted, yes, it means I'm free.
No! It means you get your yellow ticket of release. You are a thief. I stole a loaf of bread. You robbed a house. I broke a window pane.
And it goes on like that. The one who told Mr. Yagi to kill was...
Correct. Manfred von Karma himself.
What does this mean, then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth?
Oh, why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth?
Do we have anything else to ask you about? Oh, heck yeah! Let's go! The plot thickens. Fear and subscribe for science. For this say subscribe button. Subscribe button. Subscribe. And all that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. I hope it does. I hear it does.
Well, if it was truly von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty.
Oh no! But how could von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. It didn't work. Ah, nerds. Maybe it's only once you pass 1,000 subscribers or something. Or maybe it's like, you sound like an octopus trying to speak English. I don't think we're allowed to have that light up. Sometimes text-to-speech things have a problem with me. I said I don't have a very particular way of speaking and they get all upset. Fear my Hornet plush has a knife and I'm hearing Shaw getting closer and closer. Look out if you hear Adidas! She's probably just looking for the shoes. It could also only be on pre-recorded videos. That's true too.
That I do not know. Yet I do know that von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son.
What do you mean?
Well, it was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and von Karma did win, but he didn't make it through the trial unscarred.
Whee! What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and von Karma? Gregory Edgeworth is also great. What a fine man. What a good upstanding father. What an excellent gentleman. What? Like, this is a man who we could have as a father. If he hadn't been shot. Like I said, she's probably just there for the shoes. I know, right? We know very little about him. Phoenix would be lucky to have such a father-in-law. If only he hadn't died that way. New game. What would happen if Phoenix had been if Edgeworth really had become a defense attorney and Gregory had lived? Imagine the Ace Attorney world of Gregory and Miles took the stairs! Yes, exactly! The world where Gregory and Miles take the stairs. And it's just like the one where you know, deep in, like, I can see it immediately deep in my heart. The idea of it. The little Miles being like, but I'm tired. And Dad being like, okay, we can take the elevator. But instead being like, okay, you know, you're getting a little big for this. Hoist. And just picking up the little guy. And just taking the stairs. Something else would happen to him. Listen, we don't have to do that. We don't have to kill this man. It doesn't have to happen that way. We can have a different world. We are not the What If series from Marvel. We can have a different world and it can be better. For those of you unaware, Marvel's old What If comics had one rule, and it's that no matter what change they made, the world that they made had to be worse than the main universe. And that led to some really weird stuff happening. Stuff that made no sense. And also to the series being really depressing. The animated series is a little bit better because they didn't stick hard and fast to that rule. But at the same time, I would have loved a What If that could have a better world, you know? One where Magneto and Professor X are best buddies. And stay best friends. Neat, right? Would be swell. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma?
Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood.
Faulty evidence?
It was the only penalty Von Karma had ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma.
Yeah, those little exclamation marks that we have to recognize those, like, that we have to tell us how we're doing in the trial, those little exclamation points are for everybody. Everybody has penalties. I'm hearing more Shaw. Well, as long as you don't hear, get good, you're probably fine.
He took a vacation for several months after that, you see.
A vacation?
Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like, go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe.
You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot.
Odd. If he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma's going to bring up the DL6. Bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him.
Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know.
I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty.
Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest.
Mr. Grossberg, thank you.
I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim.
I understand. The police materials, I know, this is getting so great! Is the game telling me to go to the records room? I don't think I can go to the records room. Oh wait, no, I have to get there from my office, maybe? One day left, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get going. Oh, there we go. Yep, from my office. What is the next game like, if I may ask? It's a lot like this. They're very similar. We can and will save Edgeworth, yes. They're very similar. They're very silly. The trilogy is great. And Pearl shows up in the next one, right? Right! I can't remember if... Well, we'll get there when we get there. Also a lot of foolish fools! Yeah! Yeah, Francisca's in the next one too. We love Francisca von Karma. She gets to bring a whip to court. I wish I could bring a whip to court. It's okay, I got 8 tentacles, and also I do not want to go to court. Like, I would not like that. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yagi. Ah, it's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again. Well, now, I can't have just anyone wandering around in here. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. You can go in as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yeah, he just arrived actually. Von Karma's in the records room! Best practice your Francisca voice, Pierre? Oh, I have a voice from Francisca. I have exactly the voice for Francisca. Your Honor, my client is an octopus. How could she have melted the victim's brain? Well, I didn't. I wouldn't. Not by myself. I can't spit acid. She's not a shark. I'm also... That's true, too. I'm not a shark. If I were gonna melt brains... I would not need acid to do that. Nor would I use acid to do that. I would instead try to become huge. It wouldn't work very well because we don't have any baking soda. And also, baking soda makes toads grow. I don't know how it works on octopi. Weep. Nick, let's hurry. I guess we're going straight into the records then. Oh, we're gonna have to interact with Von Karma, and I don't want to. I don't want to. He's gonna have stolen all the DL6 stuff. Dusty as always. We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma. Wait, hold up! I see it too. Chat, do you see it? Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases. Evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick! The file for DL6, it's completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Von Karma! You. How do you know my name? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team. Defense team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me. Needless things to be crushed. I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. That look! That look! That face! Like, they did really good work with the pixel art, but they did not think about what the pixel art would look like straight on like that. Or maybe they did. Mr. Edgeworth was your student, right? A romanticist who could never shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father. Always second-rate. Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney. Why? Because he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record? So you did.
But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival.
Oh, Phoenix doesn't understand! Phoenix doesn't understand! Aw, sweetie! Sweetie, if you have a most bitter rival and you take their child to mold in your own image, you have done something. You have done a thing. You have done a revenge. Oh. Oh, he doesn't get it. What a sweet summer child. Congrats, Race. Raid's done. Nobody would ever mold me in their image, right? Well, not for villainy.
That, my dear attorney, is none of your business.
Okay. I'm right.
Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt.
His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean?
You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow.
We were right. Savon Karma is going to bring up DL6 in court tomorrow. Yep. I mean, why not present the only piece of evidence we have against him? So how about this, my man? We really shouldn't. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. We're in a police station.
Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it.
So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yagi this letter?
Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You've saved me from a lot of needless hassle.
What? Nick! What is that thing? It's a taser. A stun gun. For self-defense. Usually. This man's face! They did such a good face! I haven't seen that face since I read Helsing! Oh, that face! That's the Enrico Maxwell losing his mind face! Oh boy! We've got it! Pierre, let me at him! No!
Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence.
That's not how that works. Electric fences don't actually deliver that much of a shock, and they wouldn't really hurt a dog. They'd be just enough for the dog to be like, ouch! Oh, I did not like that. And then the dog doesn't touch the fence again. I mean, you can get slightly stronger electric fences, but, like, generally speaking, they're not enough to hurt anybody. This man is a butt, yes.
600,000? Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually. Now give me the letter.
No! No!
Whoa, what are you?
Nick, run! Ah! He just tased a teenager.
Maya! Out of my way!
Ah! We're a little unconscious.
He got us. The letter's gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence, all of it. Back to having no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya! Is she okay? Maya? Maya, open your eyes. Maya?
The letter. Did he take it?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay?
I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. Oh man, sweetie, you're not useless. You're fine. It's fine. You're fine. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now, when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all. I forgot it was so sad right here. Maya's trying really hard. She just wants to help. She just wants to help. Wow. And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. We're gonna beat up Von Karma tomorrow in court. We're gonna hit him. We're gonna invoke the ancient Crichton rules of court, and we're gonna punch him really hard until he stops being alive. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna feel better.
Maya! There has to be some way I can help her. I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya, she's holding something. What's that? A bullet? DL6 incident. Evidence number 7. Taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him.
Whoa, we got a bullet! Okay, but can I turn my gaze upon him? Probably not.
I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Pierre seeing me for the first time, probably.
Actually, my thought was I'd better do something about their self-confidence first because I don't misgender the people around me.
Okay, we got a cool bullet. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow.
To be continued. Oh, we're going to trial tomorrow.
Yes, I do not want to go through all that again. Actually, that reminds me of the best line in Sam and Max. How dare you make us go through the last year and a half again? It's a time travel game. And hey, look at me now. I'm slightly better than I was before. It's not much, but it's progress. It's true.
It's true. You've got confidence. Some of it, anyway. You'll get there. It takes practice. Confidence is a practiced skill. It's one of those things like music.
This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Oh. Ah! What's the big idea?
So sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick.
Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing?
Sorry! I'm sorry! I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back.
Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge?
Right. Good idea.
Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Woo, yeah, pal! Hi, Gumshoe. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe? Morning, Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good.
Hi, Raymond! Welcome in! Val, did you get strawberries? Was it you? Guess who got some strawberries? I bet it was you. I wish I had strawberries. They're a little dull on the outside, but they're still so delicious and sweet. Yes, good. I wish I had strawberries.
Yagi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it.
Whoa, let's go. Oh, right, I forgot I'd have to voice the judge again. Well, let's get to it. It's an old man voice now. Oh, better hydrate a little bit. That could probably be used as a metaphor for something, but I don't know what it is, so I'm just gonna enjoy my strawberries. Good.
But I want to make it clear this song is not a metaphor. I just think caterpillars don't know what's going on. They're dopey as heck, don't know why we respect something they can't do long division, write petitions, or pay with a check. I can do all those things. I just think caterpillars don't know what's going on. 'Cause I can eat leaves and also climb trees, and I can conceive of what I'll be in 3 years. A keeper of bees. A beekeeper.
I'm sorry. It had to be done. It just couldn't be helped. Yesterday, I burst into a song at work accidentally. Not on the phone with anyone, but I did do it. I was with colleagues. Yeah, staff, that's what you get to be called when I'm working. Colleagues. Staff says we are not colleagues. And then got shushed. So we are. Oh. I don't even remember anymore. Somebody said something and I busted into a little bit of song about it. Because it was a line from a song. And so I was like, well, that can't be helped. I got 9 brains and none of them have any memory. Except for things I really love, in which case, here we are!
Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
Hello? Hello?
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. I think the judge is more shocked that Von Karma's like cooperating with how the court works. Instead of trying to be the judge himself. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom.
He's pulling a fast one. He's trying to get us to be like, this man is Yanni Yogi, and then he can like get the whole thing in. The whole DL6 thing in. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I, went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I'd need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi, you're Yanni Yogi, and I'm gonna prove it.
I also see the hole. We're just gonna go straight there. Sheep wanted to say this earlier, but Sheep was a bit busy after Maya left. Sheep wanted to say, finally, we can get some work done now that the useless people are gone. Joking, joking. Oh, after Von Karma's gone. Nah, Maya has to not be here. We're gonna press the heck out of this. Cause he is Yagi. We know that. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove his lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. First things first, I have to prove this man is who he says he is. Do that and the motive will prove itself. You've lost so much of your memory, is that correct? Yep. Seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. Why isn't my controller responding? Give me a second. There we go. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Ho ho! Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi? That name seems familiar.
Now I'm sad because I relate to Maya. Oh, Val. If I was a witness in Ace Attorney, I would need to be given an apple crate or a donut box to stand on. Yes, you would. To see over the podium.
Oh! Yana Yogi from the DL6 incident.
I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, if that man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Excuse me. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness is Yana Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick! How are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yana Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor! Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yana Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. Why? What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep.
What? Yagi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
No. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one! Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine the parrot. What is it, Nick? No. You're not going to. Your Honor! The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
To take Mr. Von Karma up?
On his proposal? Exactly, Your Honor! We're going to get married! Then he'll have to let me win! I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot! We love our parrot! It's time! It's time for the funniest cross-examination in the history of cross-examinations! Ace Attorney, this game series is so good, I know! I told y'all the parrot was going to be useful, but nobody believed me. And in fact, we actively tried to convince you that we wouldn't do this. We were like, no, Val, that's not a thing. That's too silly, even for this series. Even for this series. But it's not too silly, is it?
Order! Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. It really is.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. Whee!
This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot.
Why do we have the parrot? It's gonna take us a while. Alright, here's the parrot. Squawk!
That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me.
It must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us.
Hello! Hello! Squawk! What a good...
Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Sorry, I can't. I can't. It's too silly. Too silly.
Right.
What are you gonna do, Nick?
I don't know. What do we do, Maya?
I do know.
This is the most concise.
Witness, you can't just say hello and expect to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? Remember, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk! Don't forget, the L6! Squawk! If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker has something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello! Squawk!
Uh-oh.
It's a different bird. Nah, it's the same bird. That's not what you're supposed to say! Forgot! Something we forgot! Hello! Squawk! Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? That's a quick... That's, We'll try again. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Let's ask a different thing. Alright, what do I say? Go through all of them. Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly, squawk!
Mr. Wright! I think we've established that the parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity?
Yeah, of course.
Probably.
Yes, it does.
Ha! Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof.
Nick, don't you think you're taking this bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. Oh. Oh. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Uh-oh.
Oh, right, okay.
Yep. Polly.
The DL6 case file.
That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time.
Oh, Von Karma won't read 3 pages.
A friend spoiled me to this part of the game! How could they? So, like, I found the whole no, she totally isn't bit funny, considering the fact that I already knew. And now, for reasons, I have puppeteer stuck in my head.
How could they? You were trying so hard!
Show us or stop wasting our time.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this person's name?
It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins! Polly!
Exactly, Your Honor. He remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible.
Bah! A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. That's fun, Karma's. That's... Yep. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Where am I gonna find that?
Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just give one more piece of evidence.
Right, but what?
Humph. Very well, witness. You may continue.
Oh, whoops. I missed, Witness, you can't just say hello, etc. Maya, you talk to her.
Right. What do I say?
What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe.
Huh?
The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what was the number on of the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228.
My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker?
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Von Karma can't read 3 pages. Meanwhile, Valentine Unicorn Luna can read 220 plus pages of fictional blorbos. It's true.
It's true. I have to write a surgery later. I don't know how to do surgery.
I know how to do law. I'm playing Phoenix Wright. Of course I know how to do law.
I don't know how to do surgery. I've never played Surgeon Simulator. I've never played Trauma Hospital. Never played any of it. Alright, we hydrate as chat demands. And a big stretch. Big stretch.
Cassandra deserves to be in the weird future, don't you think? Yes. Everyone is allowed to play in the worlds I create, as long as they don't be weird about it. And by that I mean everyone is allowed in, that's just how it is. Unless you're from beyond the wall, then you stay there. No, that's not true. They do let people in from beyond the wall as long as they're not infected. Alright. Yeah. Okay. And we shall do shoulder presses. Shoulder presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why do you think she's a weird jellyfish octopus thing? Because octopi are cool and jellyfish are also cool. Jellyfishes are like octopi, but they ain't got brains in their heads. Whoops. I got too many brains and they got not enough brains. They're very pretty. Urban Shade. The answer is Urban Shade. Oh. Okay. Urban Shade ruins everything. Oh no.
How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Once again, the DL6 incident. It's on page 1, I think. Yeah, it's on page 1. It's the date.
The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number?
It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago.
And the number on the safe is 1228.
Ah!
He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. That has nothing to do with the date. Nothing!
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately!
Whee!
Witness, tell us your name.
Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yagi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yani Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order, order! Yani Yogi, so was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me look innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment! Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
So Edgeworth is innocent! Gun, we did it!
Von Karma! Where's Mr. Yagi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
Innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand?
Edgeworth, my boy!
Well, there are a few mysteries left unsolved.
Which we will definitely solve.
Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Confetti! He's innocent.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
Did you see Von Karma's snide little smile? 'Cause I did.
Did someone just say objection?
That was Edgeworth's voice. It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yagi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But the revenge for what? Nick? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh. What do I do? Oh my gosh, Edgeworth, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why is this man like this? Why are we doing this? This man isn't a project. He is not a fixer-upper. This man is a crater in the ground where a house used to be. Like one of those cartoon craters with like the little pipe that's like spitting up bits of water. That's this man. We're here like we can fix him. I don't know. We're gonna need a construction crew for this man. Raise an objection. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
Von Karma's gonna regret this so hard.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
Von Karma's gonna regret this so much, you guys. So much.
For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yagi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me.
No, it isn't. It's not Edgeworth, my boy. You were like 5. Also, side note, guns, generally speaking, don't go off when you throw them at stuff. If you drop a gun or throw it or whatever, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult to make it go off if it's falling. And in fact, modern guns have safeguards on them specifically to prevent that situation. Older guns might have, but oft times they probably weren't going to either, but that's because they wouldn't have had the necessary things to do that. So either a gun is too old to go off by itself because you would have had to manually load the gunpowder, or a gun is too new to go off by itself because it has so many protections against that very situation. There are a ton of things and weapons to keep them from doing weapon things when they are not supposed to. That said, you shouldn't, you shouldn't go around throwing guns. That's bad. In general.
Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now.
That's not how crime works, or the law.
We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
That's not how crime works, or the law.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
Edgeworth! You had 10 hours! 10 hours! To work this one out. Come on.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all your effort.
This is Ace Attorney in the early 2000s. A gun can go off in a secure vault and off a man half a block away from the vault. This doesn't surprise sheep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a thing that's happened in this game.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished.
Edgeworth? Why do you say these things? Why do you do this to us? Ace Attorney doesn't abide by our laws and our safety mechanisms. That's also true.
Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
That's not true! I mean, I guess it is in the Ace Attorney universe. If you do a murder by accident, you still get to go to murder. To murder school. Murder town. Prison. The word I was looking for was prison! Oh no!
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Nick? What are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. But I just don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right.
I'm sorry. That little eyebrow wiggle is the most emotion we ever see on Edgeworth, really, in these games. Like, except the put-on emotions of the what? Except for those. Like, that's the most true emotion we ever see. And it's so sweet. He's so sweet. He deserves better. I like him. I like him a lot.
Well, then I would like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, he did. That's why he stole that thing. On a scale of Haley to Aventurine, how bad is this man's trauma? How deep does it run? Oh, you'll be able to decide that one for yourself. It gets worse. Just a little bit. A petite bit. A petit peu, if you will. Little bit. Little tiny bit. How does it get worse? Well, you'll see. Yes. Hem. Hem hem. Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. I'm trying. Trying to get it back under control because I love this part a lot.
Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yagi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yagi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events.
Bah! The same claim Mr. Yagi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. We don't have much to press here, and if we do press things, Von Karm is just going to object over them anyway. But I know what we do need to press! You'll see why. I don't want to present it. That's not it. That's going to be really important later. No clues found on the scene. Oh, wait, hold up, hold up. The murder weapon was fired twice. I remembered. Okay, good. I thought it was crazy for a second. We're not going to reread this. We need to read it. We need to get to the once. The gun fired once?
Yes. I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and that horrible scream.
The scream? It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. Okay, this is the only contradiction I have here. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded.
Fier, can I be a child heiress that says things like, "Oh, good heavens," and "Mother," and "Oopsie daisies"? I mean, you could. It's a lot of fun. It's a load of fun to say things like that. Oh, good heavens. It's also, shout out to Heavens to Betsy. One of my favorite ones.
Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see.
But that doesn't make sense. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on.
Von Kermit! Von Kermit!
Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony?
Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Oh, good Aunt Fier. Would you like to spend some time with... I would like to spend some time with you playing the video game known as Guild Wars 2 on Friday Eve. May we arrange that? I cannot be stopped. I know, right? Why, this Friday evening? Friday Eve would be Thursday. I suppose you could say Friday Eve. It depends on what flavor of English you're speaking and when. We would normally say, in ye olden days, you would normally use Eve to mean the thing before, like the night before. That's why Christmas Eve is the night before Christmas, because it's literally the evening before Christmas. So Friday Eve would be Thursday night. Which is another one of those things. It's like how in ye olden times you might say 10:30 or quarter of 10 or quarter to 10 and things like that. I know which one quarter to is. I don't remember if quarter of is 15 after or what. I never recall because that's not in our English dialect here. Oopsie daisies! You had to clip it, of course! Of course you did! Oh, yes. Yes, of course. We shall go and see the sailing ships. The skiffs as they fly about Jamthir's oceans. For Auntie Fier is in a fine humor. We'll hug all those bears. Oh yeah, right there. Back to this. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot?
Oh! Was there, perhaps, another shooter who fired that second shot?
Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with this case?
Yes! Yes, we do! We do! Yes! Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible!
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence.
Jeez, I'm shocked.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof.
This song is often overlooked, but it's a heckin' banger.
Do you have evidence that the second firing of this pistol is related to the incident?
Heck yeah, we do! Look, see, here's the thing. Gregory Edgeworth has 1 bullet in his heart. How did this get here? Because, like, it didn't exit. They found it in his heart. So how did that get there? If he's got a bullet in his heart and there's a bullet hole here.
Look at this photograph.
Look at this photograph. Every time and it makes me laugh. It's gonna put Von Karma in jail. Kinda is. Can I have a yellow cardigan? I guess. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame, darling. You give love a bad name. Do 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 do. Oh, Bon Jovi's great. No one can stop me. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where?
Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo! Ah, it's as good as it's getting. That's probably close enough. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see. A bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Yeah! Get him! Get him! Let's get him!
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. I'm sorry. Shots fired. Da 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 da. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. So he did read it! Congrats, he's literate! The case summary? That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. Unless it's in somebody!
But he does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. 'Cause it's in somebody! Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. I mean, it's a bullet hole and you called it once! Now read the Blorbos Von Karma. He'll never do it. They're too kind to each other. They're too good. He'd spend his time being like, he'd spend his time being like, that man should get a guilty verdict. What a terrible prosecution attorney. Chandler's not actually bad at it by the standards of of the future. He's not actually bad at it. He's pretty good. I'll show you why he messed up. You know, I should draw a Milligan.
Yeah. Have fun. You should.
Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
Gah! How did this happen?
I don't believe that the second bullet doesn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? No, Phoenix! 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 What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, man.
What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just that when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick?
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found on the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did.
Oh no! He's confessing!
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now!
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright?
I have an objection! Your Honor, I object!
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object,
Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Ugh. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Somebody took it.
It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It exists.
What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
'Cause he's right! The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet. Why would he? Huh? First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
Oh!
He had to take it. Because he had to have it perfect. He needed a perfect murder. Just like a perfect trial. Of course there was a need. That's why he took it.
Bah! What possible reason could he have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with him was...
Ooh. Oh.
I don't know what to pick. I want to say the murderer was cautious, but I really feel like there's proof here. Oh, nope. Nope, it's the other one. I'm not reading these. I'm sorry. Ouch. The murderer had to find it. Okay, yeah, we go through this again. The murderer was cautious. I should have said. Well, the murderer was a very cautious sort, you see. That's why the murderer had to search for that bullet.
If that was the case, then he would have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would he only take one of the 2 shots fired?
Oh, right. What? Well, if it's neither of these, then he didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for a stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it.
Had to take it. The murderer. What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet.
Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean?
Well, for instance... For instance what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer.
The bullet hit the murderer?
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know?
Wait a second.
I was just talking off the top of my head. But what if that's what really happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot? And he left with the second bullet still inside? Thus leaving the only one bullet at the scene of the crime?
Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean...
The murderer came from outside, yes. From outside the elevator! The 2 men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
Thanks, Judge!
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with this incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Well, Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma!
Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from the outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now?
Oh.
Or. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. Crazy? Sheep was crazy once. They locked sheep in a rubber room full of rats. The rats make sheep crazy. We haven't seen the rubber room full of rats in a long time. It's been such a long time since that's been on stream. Welcome back, rubber room full of rats. You don't have to. Oh, what are you? Revive 2024. Yes, exactly. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
What?
Von Karma.
Von Karma?
Everybody's shocked! We're just accusing the...
You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? Sitting right there?
Bah!
You don't object?
Humph. I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
He really should have. This was his first mistake. No, this wasn't his first mistake. Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect. It would also leave the bullet inside him! So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself?
No.
That's insane! No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself.
Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Yes! Yes, we can! You want to know how we can?
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot. Metal detector! Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet right now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
Not impossible, you see.
You don't mean...
I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Do. Is that even possible? For all these years?
Yeah, of course it is. Sometimes you just leave the bullet in. Sometimes you cauterize the wound and you're like, good enough. Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find.
I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot.
Beep, beep, beep. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet! Mr. Von Karma?
You!
It was you!
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
I need a bullet in this man's head! Yeah, fair enough. Edgeworth, honey, you missed a little. It's fine.
But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove?
You ever notice in some of Von Karma's animations he's gripping his right arm? Yes.
It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright, not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Yes, we can!
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. Sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof!
What?
Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Oh, it's the bullet from the DL6 incident. If it's not, I will eat my little hat. I don't have a little hat, but if I did, I would eat it.
But that's... a bullet?
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings.
You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
Yes, absolutely, you should send it to me. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Etc. So on.
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait. I know.
Help, I can't breathe.
Quiet! I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father.
It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago.
Von Karma! It was you who screamed!
Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me! So, it was you.
You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death!
15 years earlier.
Mr. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth!
He did. He got a grip on that wall and he's banging his head into it.
It was a shock like none I have ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from the oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny.
Really getting their mileage out of that one frame.
In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yagi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge!
What?
What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade.
I feel like Von Karma is the kind of person who says charade instead of charade.
Now! End it!
Oh, very well. It appears that we have come to a very long way. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth,
Not guilty!
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. That is all. This court is adjourned.
We solved the mystery!
I told you it only got worse. Von Karma. So a list of things Von Karma has done to Edgeworth. Von Karma shot Edgeworth's father. Took Edgeworth in as his own son. To raise. For himself. Raised that boy. Then tried to frame that boy for murder. So that he could put him on death row. And get him too. Bad.
Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I'd never frame you for murder. I'm not Delta Airlines. I was sure we'd had it. I know. I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
Well, just confess your love. It's fine.
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try, thank you.
I see. Thank you, right?
You're welcome? I think you could have done better than that.
Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing.
Or try kiss me! Chat! Edgeworth, no! You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth.
Dear, dear.
Whoop! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you.
I see.
Whoop!
I feel foolish.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all! Lotta!
Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there.
That's true, he wouldn't.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Oh, whoops.
Wrong. Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta?
And neither would Callahan, I do believe. That's true.
Callahan is a lot of things, but he is not a thief.
Generally. A liar, certainly. But not a thief. He'll lie to anybody, though. He won't even know he's doing it. He'll just do that. He'll lie to himself, too. He lies to him. He has thoughts like, maybe I'm not a good doctor. And things like, no, obviously I'm not interested Obviously, I'm not interested in men. I just find them more interesting to draw, so I pay more attention. Clearly, I would never be gay. Clearly not. It's just they're more interesting to draw and paint and such. Clearly it.
Alright, we hydrate as chat demands.
He did do that! He did do that thing! Sometimes you dissociate just a little bit and you're like, I'm supposed to do something in this situation, but what? I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move, and he seems to like where he is, so... It's cute. Anyway, back to the actual... This is the epilogue part. Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lada?
Oh, me? Aw, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad. Huh?
Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh?
It's over, Nick. My life is over.
Oh, why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Kianse. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind.
Larry.
Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes. Here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift for me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Hairy Butts! You come along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right?
I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah? What's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it.
Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes.
It's $38, right?
Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly?
Nick?
Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
$38?
No!
No! Larry, it was you!
What are you so surprised about, right?
Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history.
I never was good at history.
Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school.
Would it really be $38, or would it be more money because it's old money? Ooh. I mean, I think it'd be $38 because Larry's poor. He'd just give the exact amount, regardless of what it's worth in today money.
When something smells, it's usually the butts.
I know.
Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh?
Edgeworth.
You should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd say so, yes.
Well, there you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did.
Well, I'd call you a goody two-shoes to the extreme.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. death sentence for both of you! Man, if only I'd known I'd have become a prosecutor!
The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right?
Hey, y'all! Line up! I'll take a photo! Hey, photo time! Let's go! And after that, dinner on me! Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom. Although, Edgeworth was still in detention.
Whoa. I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter?
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye?
What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station! Quick. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick!
Maya!
Finally, the useless people are gone for good. Now we can get some real work done. Joking, joking. Lol.
So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Wait!
What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister?
Yeah, only her voice, but still.
It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything. She got the bullet. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. I mean, she did take the DL6 bullet. Bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I don't know about that.
So, bye. Maya really took a bullet for us, huh? She did! Bye. Thanks, Nick. Bye, Maya. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters.
Ha! Don't think that you've graduated yet, amateur.
Oh, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim?
Yes, Your Honor? Uh-oh, I get a bad feeling about this. And it's credits time! We watch the credits on this channel, because without these fine folks, we would not be able to have the video game to play. Yes, on to the next game. Hey, pal! Oh, whoops. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Yeah, I'm not doing the extra case. I do not like it. Sorry, guys. I know there are folks who like Rise from the Ashes a lot. I think the story is complete as it is. Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That's Missy. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Edgeworth's a sweetheart. There's more trauma for him, I think, in the second game. Or maybe the third? Ooh, right? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. We're almost there. Oh, shoot, you're right. It is quite late. What are you doing up so late? Phoenix Wright? Ah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know. I've taken over management of the Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Oh, good! Guys, I have a terrible news for you. I only just got the name Gatewater.
Oh, it's you. Phoenix, right? Yeah, me as understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see.
Yeah, only just got it. What? Not playing Rise from the Ashes? But that's how to complete a playthrough of Ace Attorney in the West. I know. Phoenix Wright? He an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Oh boy. I can't keep up with all that. I'm pleased to announce that the Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? Aww. Will's really sticking to that kayfabe. Appreciate that. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? I both love and hate when games make me have to remember everybody's voices. Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. Wow, Cody! Wow! Yeah, I remember right. That lawyer guy. Huh? Me? I've been training to become a paranormal photographer. You know, that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them now, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. Are you sure, Lotta? Can I be the Pink Princess? I mean, yeah. Oh, she's right. There is indeed a ghost. Mia's there.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth. Just the confetti. The confetti is a delight. No. I refuse. Alright.
That is it for the night. We stayed on a little longer than I would normally have done. As one does. Maybe I will make a community reward if you guys really want me to play Rise from the Ashes. I don't care for the case, but maybe you guys care for the case. Let's see. Where are we going? We're going on an adventure. Who shall we go see? I know who we shall go see. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, we are doing the trilogy. Oh, maybe the bonus cases as a bonus treat. Yeah, we could do that. That's good thinking. Alright, let's go see Afe. Afe's playing Stars in Time. Let's go! That's it for tonight, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.